Adaptive sports has been a really important thing for me in my life. I've been here since third grade and, started playing football March of third grade. I'm now a sophomore in high school. So 10th grade, it's been 8 years, I think, in the sports, adaptive sports, and it's really done a lot of good for me. So it's made me more patient and I'm easier to deal with. I feel like I'm less annoying and snappy, I guess is the way you could put it. And I also speak more clearly and I'm a little bit more calm. I used to be really energetic and excited, which are good things, but too much of it is pretty bad. So that also helped me and made me mature more. I feel like I definitely would be a much more immature person if I had not been doing adaptive sports, and it's been a lot to me. So adaptive sports has been a huge thing in my life. So it's definitely contributed a lot. So this is less of a moment than it was a series of moments. So it was in a game I think about 2 years ago in the handball playoffs. And handball is my favorite sport to play because I think that's the one I'm best at, and I also just really enjoy how it feels a lot different from most games, and I appreciate that. And but no, sorry, that's off point. So anyway, we have a guy on our team named Paul. He's a ninth grader, so he's a freshman this year, and he was a rookie at the time. He was in seventh grade. He just started adaptive sports, and we had lost most of the games that year. We weren't doing too well. It was pretty harsh season. And then Paul, we made it to the playoffs, however, and Paul scored 9 points in one game, and it was huge. I just remember it was I don't know. It made me kind of realize adaptive sports is gonna have more of a future. We're gonna get by more. We have someone on our team that can score and it's gonna be here for a while, and that kind of made me have more hope for the future. And it really made me just glad to be on the team, even more so than I already was. So shout out to Paul. So I can't really do this question without talking about Brandon. Brandon Fisher, he used to play on the team not too long ago. He was there in middle school and elementary school for me. I think he played up until his junior year, and then he moved to Savannah. But he was such a great guy, really important, really great. I mean, honestly, there was I don't think you could say something bad about Brandon without 10 good things. He was our team captain. He was our heart and our soul. He was always showed up, was always there, even if he didn't feel like it. He was always at practice. He was always at the games. And, he was really great, really good guy. And yeah, I really support him just because he was pretty influential in my early early sports days. Now I also got to talk about Dominique, and he also won an Aspire nominee, if I'm not mistaken. Dominique Epps, I think, is his name, and he was very passionate, very emotional, and these definitely aren't bad things. I feel like they were really important to us as a team because sometimes teams just get down, and he would always try and hype us up and get us ready, let us know what we did wrong, let us know what we did right, and kept us focused. He was a really good guy. Definitely felt just like a team captain. He was a team captain. He was a leader. Now, I've had really good coaches, but the ones I think I've known the longest have been Coach Freeman and Coach Richburg, and I'll talk about them for a little bit. So, Coach Richburg has been with, I think, I've known her since, maybe 5th grade, and that was when she took over handball. Possibly 6th grade, I'm not sure. But Coach Richburg is a really great, coach. I mean, honestly, I don't know what to say. She's just, a good coach and a good person. Like she's very patient with us. Like she teaches. She doesn't like make fun of you or like mock you if you made a mistake. She'll like encourage you, but also like point out what you could do better, what you did wrong. And she's kind of like laid back while also being like keeping us in line at the same time, which I really appreciate. Good coach. And yeah, I've really liked having her as a coach, and I think she's very respectable, and that people would benefit from having her as a coach. And Coach Friedman I've known since also around that same time, maybe a little bit earlier. And he's like a very like he seems like a very calm, just like take it easy guy, but he also like makes sure that like we know what we got to do to win. He's like he's usually always like in a chair practicing with us, like teaching us like how to make positions or plays. And again, another good quality like that I've seen like all of our coaches have is like patience. Really appreciate what Coach Freeman does. He's kind of just like keeps the like a really like calm but also like mature vibe as well. And so really appreciate him. Um and then I am not really allowed to play basketball because I'm in a power chair, but I do know Coach Bowles and Coach Ingram. Coach Bowles, I feel like the only way I can accurately describe him is goofy, but in a good way. Like, he's silly, but he's funny, and like he makes everyone like practice happy and like excited to go there, which is like really important. Coach Bowles, pretty funny guy, like him, and yeah, he's a good coach. Coach Ingram has also been like she runs everything from what I can understand. She's like the pulling everything behind the scenes. Coach Richburg is like really like, or not, sorry, not Richburg. Coach Ingram is what I meant to say. Coach Ingram is like running everything behind the scenes, and she's like really, she's like kind of like reminds you of almost like an aunt, I guess. That's like the best way I can describe it. Not like a bug, but like your like parent's sister. And, you know, like she'll spoil you, but she'll also like make sure that you're like treated as an adult, which is like always appreciated, especially like if you're a teenager. And it's really nice. She's done a great job. Then we also have Coach Drury, who helps coach football. She is, I think, like one of the youngest coaches we have, which is like, it's kind of funny. I feel like she can like definitely like relate with people a little bit easier somewhat because she's had like some of those similar experiences. Not that I'm calling everyone old. She's just like more like closer to our age. And then she's pretty fun, keeps practices fun, but while also making sure that like we're running our routes, we're playing defense well, doing everything correctly, and I really appreciate Coach Drury. So I mean, I don't think there isn't a single person that I don't support on our teams or in my experiences. So, yeah, that's about it for that. So, three adjectives that I think my teammates and coaches would describe me as are one, commanding. I'm usually like on defense, usually at least. I'm the one like calling the shots, telling everyone where to go, what to do, this and that. And that's typically like my role and what I'm doing on defense at least, and that's pretty important. Um Optimistic. I never think that someone's out of the game until like we've lost. And I try and like make sure everyone like keeps a good attitude about that, and everyone like understands that it's not over yet, and like we can still do this. um Laid back. Laid back is the last adjective I feel like people would describe me as. I like to kind of like be like low key, just kind of like hang out. I don't like yelling at people. Sometimes I will in the game, but like never if I'm angry. It's just like telling them where to go. But I like to keep practices kind of like calm, but like, we're still like learning and like doing what we should be. And so I feel like, yeah, that fits me pretty well. I wish more people honestly like just even knew about adaptive sports, like what it is, because I've run into maybe like 3 people in like my entire lifetime that aren't a part of the community that have at least heard of it. And that's very rare. And I wish people, like, when they did hear of it, wouldn't write it off as just like, oh, it's like everybody wins and all that. Like, it's competitive here. Like, we want to win. There are losses, and people don't make it to playoffs. Like, I wish people knew that it was like competitive and it wasn't just like kind of just like a joke almost. It was just like it's an actual sport. Like, we are playing sports. This is sports. This isn't like something to just like write off. I wish people knew more about adaptive sports just at all almost. I feel like it's like under the radar, I guess. Like, and I feel like it should be like there should be more about it. Like, there should be like news articles, or like people should like talk about it on like maybe like make an ad on YouTube. I don't know, like anything. But I wish people knew that it was just like it was competitive. It's not like we're just like going out there to have fun, which yes, we are going out there to have fun, but our main reason is to win. Like, we want to win. We're not like there just for the laughs, Like, I wish people knew that. So that's one thing that I really wish people would like know about outside of the adaptive sports community.